Roberts.
Thank you, President. My question is to the Minister for Indigenous Australians, Senator McCarthy. The 2024 NAPLAN results are out and call into question the entire education process for Aboriginal Australians in the Northern Territory. These children, to whom our nation owes a duty of care, record worse NAPLAN scores in Year 9 than in Year 3. Minister, please explain why Aboriginal children in the Northern Territory go backwards the longer they stay in school.
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister McCarthy.
Thank you, President, and thank you, Senator, for your question. And thank you for joining me this week when I reached out across the aisle, actually, to all parliamentarians from every party to try and close the gap in many of these areas, including education and education attainment. Clearly, one of the things that we've tried to do in terms of Northern Territory, for example, and just recently we had Minister Jason Clare come up to the Northern Territory to work with the NTG around education and boost all of the public schools across the Northern Territory in an agreement that I know he's trying to reach across the country in all the states. We certainly are very disappointed in terms of the NAPLAN results. One of the things that I know with regards to Alice Springs, for example, getting kids to school is firstly our biggest challenge. We have seen the many difficulties that we've had, in particular in Central Australia, but it is mirrored across many of our regions, even in your state in Queensland, where we need to work harder in terms of getting First Nations people even to school, let alone trying to pass the examination, the simple examination, at such a young age with NAPLAN. I commend the Education Minister for the work that he's doing in this space, Senator Roberts. I know we have a long way to go, but we are certainly trying to do that in terms of our work in the Northern Territory.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Roberts, first supplementary. Thank
you. The percentage of Aboriginal children in the Northern Territory who NAPLAN classified as needing further assistance was 90%. 90%. In Queensland, it's only 56%, and Queensland is a standout failure in this round of NAPLAN. Minister, can you assure the Senate that every cent of federal government money dedicated to the education of our Aboriginal community is spent appropriately?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister McCarthy.
President, and thank you for the question, Senator. Well, I can certainly assure this Senate that I will be working very hard in the role that I have as Minister now for Indigenous Australians across party lines. I do want to see great improvement in the lives of First Nations people, but in particular children, in particular our children. And I certainly will do that, Senator Roberts. And I'm more than happy, obviously, to keep working with yourself in terms of the issues that are going on in Queensland. Can I just point out again, though, with regards to the funding that we are providing, 2 weeks ago, as I said, Minister Clare did sign an historic school funding agreement. Under the agreement, the Australian government will invest an additional estimated $736.7 million from 2025 to 2029 in Northern Territory public schools. I'm certainly happy to be able to look at further information in regards to Queensland.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Roberts, second supplementary.
Thank you. The Greens are assisting this government in suppressing any inquiry into federal government assistance given to the Aboriginal community. We heard Senator Cox's comments in the chamber yesterday on many topics, including native title. Minister, if you continue to block inquiry into and audit of the use of funds given to the Aboriginal community, how can you assure the Senate that there's no corruption, waste and cronyism occurring?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Wong.
Can I just ask for consideration of whether that's an appropriate supplementary to a question about NAPLAN results in the Northern Territory?
Thank you. I'm advised, Senator Wong, and I remind the chamber that Senator Roberts' second question did go to funding, and so it does flow from the first supplementary. So, thank you, Minister. Order.
Quite a bit longer than
Kettle's boiling again.
Yeah.
Please continue, Minister.
Thank you, President. Thank you, Senator Roberts. Can I just firstly say, in regards to comments around Senator Cox, Senator Cox is very dedicated to working to improve the lives for First Nations people. So I would caution any slur against her work in that space. What I would say is this, though, Senator Roberts, is the
Order.
What I would say, though, is the government has invested more than $110 million in initiatives to support First Nations children, students and organisations. You know, we are committed to strengthening formal partnerships arrangements in line with closing the gap, Senator Roberts, the priority reforms. You met with the co-chair of the Joint Council, and that was Pat Turner, in reaffirming that commitment, and I look forward to working with you and others on that.
Thank you. Senator Roberts.
The question was one of irrelevance before Senator McCarthy sat down.
Senator Roberts.
I asked, how can you assure the Senate—
Senator Roberts, one, that's a debating point, and two, the minister's finished her question. So thank you. Before I go to you,